the Welland River was only, I would say, maybe 100 feet from the house. So all the neighbors would get together and we'd have a lot of skating parties. We'd play hockey. On a Sunday afternoon, people seemed to congregate on the river, and you might find 100 people just skating around, playing hockey.
And at that time, because most people still use the mail, it would be Christmas cards, and then you would run a string from one corner to the next, like a long line, and you would fold over, and that's where all your Christmas cards went to.
Ah.
Yeah.
But no,
that?
you can't do that with a computer.
No, you can't.
Not with the computer messages.
Yeah.
No.
It's a little difficult.
So, these are things that no longer, people don't do it anymore because, no, number one, a lot of people don't send Christmas cards. But yeah, so that was kind of like an old tradition, so yeah.
We had some pretty big snowstorms in the winter, and I remember one of the neighbors took the 3 farms that were close by, took the kids on a sled with horse-drawn sled to school. The roads weren't plowed out, and that was quite nice.
That would have been a nice way to go to school.
Yeah. I remember one winter, Lanny was quite sick. He had scarlet fever. And of course, back then the medical doctor of health would come around with a red placard and tack it on your door. And we were home from school. The other 3 of us were home from school for, I can't remember now, it was probably over a month. And, it was hard finding things to do, because it was in the dead of winter. And my dad would go to the bush and cut wood, because we burned wood in our furnace. And we'd go and kind of skate in any little pond or anything we could find, just to keep busy, something to do.
Our farm, or the barn itself, had what they call an approach. It was a hill going up to the 2nd story, where you could drive up there with the horses and wagon, hauling in the hay, things like that. So in the winter, that was a good place to sleigh ride. So sometimes some of the neighbor kids would come over, and especially on the moonlight night, we'd be out there sleigh riding. You'd sleigh ride down this hill and right onto the river, and go down the river as far as the sleigh would go.
We used to take our skates down to the bottom of the hill, put our skates on, and we would skate the 12-mile creek. And we would go for miles and miles. You're lucky if it freezes over nowadays. And it's even smaller than what it was when we were growing
it's
up.
tiny.
And sometimes, in those days, we got a tremendous amount of snow. So the roads would be blocked. And just across the river was the highway, the King's Highway, number 3 highway. 3A highway was over there. So he'd drive the car down the bank, cross the river, and up the other side to get on the highway. That's the only way we got out to go anywhere.
Wow.
That was quite a thrill to drive up and down the river.